hope that somebody's listening out here from the Trump campaign, because I want to explain something. You know, you have to wait until all the votes are actually in before you declare victory. Wow, that's such a novel concept. Imagine that. Duh. That's what you're supposed to do anyway. And these idiots, he gets up there and, oh, I'm going to declare victory. Well, go right ahead. You stupid. I mean, go right ahead. We went through this 4 years ago. You lost then. You're going to lose again. Yeah. And I just wanted to get that off my number two. Pardon. I want to know why it is Biden is not addressing our country to let us know that things are going to be all right tomorrow. He is the president. He instead of sitting there saying, oh, it's not going to be a peaceful transition, well, thank you so much. We need to know that everything's going to be okay, and we also need to know that if these troublemakers, Trump and his little minions, go out there and try to start trouble, then it's time for Biden to send the military out on them. He has the right to do this, and we need to preserve the peace. We should not have to feel like we're being held hostage by these people. I'm sick of it. I know you probably are. I'm sure I dare say a lot of other audience members are too. This is our country too. This is not the United States of Donald J. Trump and his little MAGA cult. It's not the United States of Republicans, and it's not the United States of Democrats. It's called the United States of America, for heaven's sake. And we're letting these monsters just run roughshod over everything and do whatever they want. Well, no, you cannot do. I'm so glad you just mentioned that a moment ago, Tom, because you know what? I don't really care about Donald Trump. You know what? Maybe he should have thought about that before he decided to commit the crimes that he did. Why should the rest of us have to suffer because of him, because of his stupidity and his insanity? And I hope they are listening right now, because you know what? Quite frankly, the reason why he lost several years ago is because he's a miserable excuse for a human being just as much as he was a miserable excuse for a president. We don't want that in this country. Many of us, and I've talked to a lot of people, and I've campaigned in 2020 and in 2022, and I tell you, I do not think these polls are, I don't think that this election is as close as they're trying to delude us into believing with these polls. I think she's going to wipe the floor clean with this man, and I think Democrats are going to get the Congress and the Senate. That's what I truly believe, because people are tired of this MAGA.
I hope you're right, Stephen. I really hope you're right. It's the billionaire money. It's hard to underestimate.
Well, I want to just say something, if I could, for a moment.
Well, let me just finish what I'm saying. We saw this here in Portland. We had a great candidate in the Democratic primaries, and AIPAC came in. I realize AIPAC is not a billionaire; they just represent a bunch of billionaires, mostly Israeli. And they just came in and squashed her like a bug. I mean, and they've done that now to 4 candidates. We had the fossil fuel industry take down an initiative in Washington State. It's like this big money. I'm very concerned about the Senate races. Okay, your final thoughts, Stephen.
Well, I just wanted to say, there are some wealthy people that are supporting Harris. Warren Buffett is, and before you mentioned Timothy Mellon, his stepmother, Rachel Bunny Mellon, was a Democrat. She would have been appalled by what her stepson's doing right now, because I know she didn't like what he was doing when she was alive, even. Yep. So there are some people obviously out there. You could also make the argument too. These Archie Bunker types that support Donald Trump, they're just as bad. Yeah.
No, I get it. Stephen, thank you for the call. It's 45 minutes past the hour. We're picking up your calls, although on the other side of this break, Troy Miller is going to drop by for a couple of minutes and share with us what's going on in West Virginia. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.